Hello again, this is Sami. We will continue solving linear systems. And this time we're going to use substitution to solve. So here we're going to look at the first question. And it's this one right here. So always when you're doing substitution, look at both equations and find out if there's a variable that doesn't have a coefficient or has a coefficient of 1. If that's the case, then this is very easy. All you need to do is in that equation that has a variable with coefficient of 1, isolate the variable. So here we're going to isolate the y. So it's going to be y equals -2, and you move the 5x to the other side, it becomes minus 5x. So that's what you want to do. Now you take this -2 minus 5x, which is y, and sub it in for the y in the first equation right here. So what you end up having, 3x minus 4. Now instead of y, since you solved the second equation for y, and y is equals -2 minus 5x, I'm going to throw in this -2 minus 5x in the y here, as I told you earlier. So instead of y, we're going to write -2 minus 5x. And we still have the -15 right there. So again, I took this, subbed it into the y right here, and the whole equation stays the same. Why are we doing this? Well, when we do this, we only have one variable now in the equation. And when we have one variable, we could solve for that variable. When you have two variables, you cannot solve algebraically for a variable. So you have to have one variable to be able to solve algebraically to find x here. So we have 3x. We got to distribute the -4 into here and to here. And always remember, when you have a negative number distributed into the brackets, it changes the signs inside. So this is going to be +8. And the other one is going to be +20x equals -15. Now 3x plus 20x is 23x plus 8 equals -15. 23x equals, I move the 8 to the other side, becomes -8. -15 minus 8 will give me -23. Now we just divide both sides by 23. And therefore x equals -1. Now, of course, when we're solving linear systems, we're trying to find the point where the two graphs or the two lines meet. Where the two lines meet, it's a coordinate. It's an x value and a y value. So we found the x value, but we haven't found the y value. To find the y value, it's always good to go to this equation right here. Since it's already solved for y, then you don't have to do much. Take that -1, sub it into the x right here. And so you'll have y equals -2 minus 5. And the x, as we said, it's -1. So -2 minus or plus now 5, which give you 3. And therefore, my solution is -1 for the x and 3 for the y. That's where these two lines meet. Now, how about these equations right here? These equations, we are dealing with fractions. There are so many ways to do them. For me, I would do something to this right here. So I'll just show you this way of doing it, and then I'll show you a different way. What I want to do, I want to multiply this x/2 by 1/2. But I don't only multiply this, I multiply everything by 1/2, because for us, we cannot just multiply one part of the equation by a number, then you're changing the quantity of the whole thing. But if you do multiply half into everything in here, then you haven't changed the quantity, and you're allowed to do that. So if I multiply this by 1/2, I'm going to get x/4 plus y over 6 equals 1/2. Now I'm gonna take this here and solve it for x over 4, which will give me 1/2 minus y over 6. Now you could ask me, why did you multiply this by 1/2? Why I did that is I'm trying to get an x over 4, because if I get an x over 4, then I have an x over 4 on the other equation, which means now I could take this right here and sub it for the x over 4 in the second equation. So therefore, instead of x over 4, now I could just write 1/2 minus y over 6 plus the 2y over 3. So what I did again, I just took this, I put it in for the x plus 4, and that's what that is. And then plus the 2y over 3 equals -1. At this stage, I like to multiply this equation by the common denominator, which is 6, to get rid of the fractions. 6 times 1/2 is 6 over 2, which gives you 3. Remember, when we multiply a whole number to a fraction, we just multiply it to the top. And then whatever we get, we divide by the bottom. And then 6 times y right here is 6y. 6y over 6 will give you y. And then 6 times 2y is 12y. 12y over 3 is 4y. Equals -6. Now, this gives me 3 plus 3y equals -6. I'm going to move the 3 to the other side, so I'm going to get 3y. When I move 3 to the other side, changes to -3. Then -6 minus 3 will give me -9. Y will equal -3 because I'm dividing both sides by 3. And after that, I just take that -3, sub it in for the y in any of these equations. So I might just do this right here. So I have the x plus 4 equals 1/2 minus the y is -3 over 6, which gives me x over 4 equals 1/2 minus a negative is plus, and the 3 over 6 reduces to 1/2. So now we have x over 4 equals 1/2 plus 1/2 gives me 1. I cross multiply the 4 into the 1 and I get x equals 4. And therefore my solution here is going to be x is 4 and y is -3. So again, an easier question to do. This one is a bit tough, but I'm showing you how to deal with fractions. Someone might ask me, why did you aim for the x? Why did you multiply by 1/2? Why didn't you aim for the y? Yeah, we could have aimed for the y. We could have multiplied this by the whole equation here by 2, and then I'll end up with 2y over 3 here, and I could have isolated this instead. Or also I could have multiplied this by 2 in here, and then we'll have 2x over 4, which reduces to x over 2. And this will be 4y over 3, and this will be -2, and then so there are so many ways of doing it. This is what came to mind first. So that's what I did, multiplied it by half, and then I matched the x over 4 and x over 4 by here. So as I said, an easy question, and this one is more challenging. If you end up having a question like this with fractions, here is how to do it. I always believed any student that mastered fractions and knew how to manipulate them, they always did much better in mathematics. I have a video on fractions. I do fractions a little bit different, and I'll share those videos on this video when I upload it to my YouTube. Watch it. Also, I'm going to share another video that shows you how to get rid of fractions when you're solving algebraic expressions, and I'll share that with you. It's from grade 9 stuff. It will help you a great deal when you get rid of fractions and you change your algebraic expression to non-fraction, then it's easier to solve. Okay, sorry I lost my voice. I'm just getting over a flu, but I think I'm fine now. I hope this helps you with your grade 10 solving linear systems using substitution. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time, bye-bye.